question, why they hating on me? I got a question, why they hating on me? I ain't did nothing to them, but count this money and put my team on, got my whole kid standing. But what's up? Yeah, but what's up? Yeah. When I was 9 years old, I put it in my head, I'ma die for this soul. So boy, tell me what's up? I look out the bed, turn my swag on, took a look in the mirror, said what's up, what's up? Yeah, I'm getting money. Oh, I hopped up out the bed, turn my swag on, took a look in the mirror, said what's up, what's up? Yeah, I'm getting money. Oh.
Street, stomping, jumping, bumping, every car off in this damn thing. Throwing the balls up at these, screaming and bleeding from their nose. But when we start, that's where we make them hit the flow. Ain't no game off in this thing. We be deep off in your body. Call my get it started, and we be the hardest. So if a come and run they mouth just like a punch them dead up in his nose, and stomp his out to the flow.
Yeah, we nucky and bucky and ready to fight. I bet ya I'ma throw them dice. I hate us best to think twice. See me, I ain't nothing nice. And climb my beat ain't no stopping. Becky like Saddam and that's Osama bin Laden. Like they said, they got poppin' and I am acting a fool. I wish I had a wicked crunk up on this crime, my crew. Now enough is enough, boy. I rub and get stuck, boy. Love is a must, boy. No, if you buck, boy.
Look, if you buck, boy. Look, if you buck, boy. Look, if you buck, boy. Look, if you buck, boy. Look, if you buck, boy. Look, if you buck, boy. Look, if you buck, boy. Look, if you buck, boy. Look, if you buck, boy. Look, if you buck, boy. Look, if you buck, if you buck, if you buck, look, if you buck, look, if you buck, look,
DJ Be Easy.
Lean with it, walk with it, 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 lean with it, walk with it.
I bounce in the club, so the call me Rocket. Posted in the cut, and I'm looking for a blockhead. Yep, in my white tee, I break a back, and I keep a big bank. Oh, I think they like that. Before I leave the house, I'm slizzing on the goose, and I'm in a plane. So a nigga really loose, and I can lean with it, and I can rock with it. And if you got a free, she gotta suck the with it.
Hey, go and rock, go and rock, go and lean with it. So damn hard, you break your spleen with it. Put up your jeans with it. Smoke some with it. In the spot, ain't crunk. If we ain't in it, if you don't wanna do it, deny it, make you dance. Perfect example, watch me make your face beat up my hands. When you see me hit the spot, better watch that boy. Child ain't from the road with the franchise boys.
Lean with it, walk with it, 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 lean with it, walk with it.
I'm too clean, I wanna pop lock from left to right. Lean, vibing to the beat, check my feet. You ain't got these, I rock them, bend my knees. Every time the beat drop, lean with it, rock with me, freeze, roll your fingers, pop.
She sliding down the pole, the way she looking at me, I'm giving them the pole. So won't you come and put it on me? Yeah, girl, I say won't you come and put it on me? 'Cause this is another nasty song. I love the way she free with no song. I say won't you come and put it on me? Yeah, girl, I say won't you come and put it on me? See, girl, I love the way you freak it and put it on the grind. See, I got money for you, and you can get it now. I'm speeding in the club, my homies throwing one, and we gon' see that we gon' spend that money till we done going. You can fight, I love the way you do it, and every day you move it, just like you're in a movie. I take her to jacuzzi, and we can get it poppin', shake it, stop it, pop it, girl, won't you drop it? You can be the hottest thing that your boy is ever seen. Riding in the Carolines, starting all the switching lights. I think I take a pause. Call the shawty, got me feeling like, oh my lord. Hey shawty, we can roll. I gotta let you know. And every time I get it, she screaming uncle, uncle. But I ain't with it no more. And I got money for you, shawty. This is how we go. See, girl, I know that you free. She sliding down the pole. I'm giving up my own soul. Won't you come and put it on me? Yeah, girl, I say, won't you come and put it on me? This is another nasty song. I love it when she free, with no zone. I say, won't you come and put it on me? Yeah, girl, I say, won't you come and put it on me?
Stacks on deck, Patron on ice. And we can pop bottles all night, baby. You can have whatever you like. I said you can have whatever you like. Yeah, baby, I can treat you so special, so nice. Yeah, so jet for you tonight, and baby, you can go wherever you like. I said you can go wherever you like. Yeah. Anytime you want to, pick up the telephone. You know it ain't nothing to drop a couple stacks on you. Want it, you can get it, my dear. $5 million home drop business, I swear. Yeah, I want your body, need your body. Long as you got me, you won't need nobody. You want it, I got it, go get it, I buy it. Tell the mother broke joker, be quiet. Stacks on deck, Patron on ice. And he can pop bottles all night, baby. You can have whatever you like. I said you can have whatever you like. Yeah, baby, I can treat you so special, so nice. Yeah, so the jet for you tonight, and baby, you can go wherever you like. I said you can go wherever you like.
Let you show, hey, let you show, just let you show, hey, get it right. Two-step and let you show, hey, let you show, hey, just let you show. Hey, let me see you bounce right and left and let you show, hey, let you show, hey, let you show, hey, get it right. Two-step and let you show, just let you show, hey, let you show. Okay, roll, I'm clean in it. Okay, now I'm finna show the lean in it. Boom, Karma 15 in it. This grand hustle team of kings is getting rich. I lean and get lit. Lima bean 6, I take breath. The opposite of Primatine miss. I ride 26 and let my 9 screen flip. Trophy watching Oprah Mac 90 beam clip. Triple black family in the night ain't tilt. With Lucky Charm diamond man, but now it ain't flip. Hey bounce, okay. Then I let my shoulder lean, and I bet my car talk, and I bet my motor clean. Suicide door, brown rover look like Pokemon. Everybody know me in the club, cause they smoking me. Trope, for me. Ice come from bumper return. 100 carat hammer froze for an eon. Red, black, and white Chevy, now I'm riding Dion. Put them lights up in my rim, now I'm riding neon. Our cars look like Creon. No on the man though, I can show the lean. I don't know how to dance though. Bounce right and left and let you show. Hey, let you show. Just let you show. Hey, get it right. Two-step and let you show. Hey, let you show. Just let you show. Hey, let me see you bounce right and left and let you show. Hey, let you show. Hey, let you show. Hey, get it right. Two-step and let you show. Just let you show.
South submarine gang, then you rub across your head. If you an ace boom chick, you can do it too. Snap your fingers in the air and shake your microphones too. Now you can lean with it and you can drop with it. You can switch to the other leg and you can stop with it. Now get it, now get it, now get it, now get it. Now hit the booty do, hit the booty do. Now hit the booty do, hit the booty do. Now you can gig with it, don't gig with it. Now you can gig with it, don't gig with it.
Do the stanky leg.
They're going to step, they're going to step, they're going to step, they're going to step, they're get jiggy with it, they're get it jiggy with it, they're get it jiggy with it, they're get it jiggy with it, they're going to step, they way to step, they care to step, like I to step, watch me get jiggy with it, watch me get jiggy with it, watch me get jiggy with it, watch me get jiggy, going to step. I hit it club fresh, I stole the shades on, two-stepping in.
All right, good morning, and that's Uncle Lou here. That's right, it is me, Uncle Lou, live on LouTube. Welcome to tonight's edition of the Lunch Money Show with me and Pigskin Pete. What's up, Pete?
Boy, that game made me sweat it out.
Which one?
The one that just ended, the Heat and the Celtics.
Oh, who'd you have? They won by 14, right?
I had about 5 bets on the game, but I threw 100 on it late, live bet it, and won that. Thank God.
On what?
On the over.
Oh, the over. Okay.
Well, over 170. It was 187 and a half. It finished at 190, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Thunder Pelicans game is good, back and forth, 1-point game, 53-50. Now New Orleans is up, and the Lakers just getting ready to start now.
Yeah.
A couple of games on. A second half, Oklahoma City and New Orleans. Lakers game just getting started. But anyway, welcome to the Lunch Money Show. We appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Good to see a bunch of y'all in here. Jay Shipes, Nate the Great, Miss Mac, Joe D, Macklin, Sir UGA, Colby, Scott, Little Y and T, Stingray, Wet Blanket, Rob Dog. Who else is here? B.A., Robert. Nate the Great. Hello, question mark.
Hello.
Wayne Campbell. Wayne says, sell it. What's up, everybody? Appreciate y'all tuning in. Traveling Fools will be coming back on tonight around 10:45. I think he's got everything locked up on the cruise with a coupon code and all that we have to enter to get the deal. Anyway, we'll talk to him when he comes on. We talked a lot about that last week. Slob Olympics cruise, March 7th through 10th. It's leaving out of Port Canaveral. And we should have the information tonight on the exact cruise that it is and a code that you will be able to enter when you book your cruise to get whatever rate it is that we're getting. You'll have to pay about $100 deposit when you book the cruise, and then you'll have through December to get the cruise paid off. So not really any reason why anybody that wants to go can't go. And, of course, we hope you all go. But that decision is up to you. What is this show tonight about? Well, it says it in the title of the video, and then it also says it on the screen right now. So it's about nothing. The Slob Olympics update, the NFL draft, and the NBA. Oh, shout out to Florida State, by the way. Did you know they had 122 players sit out of the bowl game to prepare for the draft, Pete?
Yeah, how'd that go?
And had 10 of those players actually got drafted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so they had 173 players opt out to prepare for the draft, and 10 of them got drafted. So congratulations to those 10, I guess.
Well, there had to be at least 20 that transferred somewhere else, so you got to account for that. But yeah,
All right.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, shout out to Bobby Bowden, 2 national titles in 34 years. It's pretty good.
I'd say so. I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
a lot of coaches don't even get 2 national championships.
Yeah, 2 natties in 34 years is good. So shout out to Bobby Bowden. Only took him 17 years to get his first one. Well, took him longer than that, but 17 years at Florida State to get his first one. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So let's pat him on his head. Patronize the Florida State fans because they need it. They need it really bad. What else is going on? Well, I wish I knew.
Well, how? So who got drafted from Georgia in the in the draft?
Well, Brock Bowers, Amarius Mims, Lad McHonkey. It was 8 players. I think was it Kamari Lassiter, Javon Bullard. I can't remember. It was 8 players though.
Yeah.
It gets hard to keep up. I mean, Kirby Smart's had 55 players drafted in his first 7 years. I mean, it just gets hard to keep up after a while. I mean, no one else has even come close to that.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Clemson had 7, which isn't bad.
Yeah, 7 is
Two
good.
players of the Eagles, and of course, Mrs. Pete's an Eagles fan.
Oh yeah.
And so I had to break the news to her. Her favorite player, Will Shipley, got drafted to the Eagles.
Yeah, you know, a lot of Georgia fans are Eagles fans lately.
Yeah. Last year they took like three Georgia players, didn't they? Something
and
like
a couple the year before too. 2 years in a row they took multiple Georgia players. So a lot of Georgia fans on that bandwagon. They're a pretty good team, aren't they? I don't keep up with the NFL like you do, but aren't they a decent team, aren't they?
Yeah, the Eagles are good.
Okay. They made the playoffs last year or no?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Jalen Hurts has been pretty good for them at QB, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, I mean, the NFL is they're in such bad need of good quarterbacks that makes Jalen Hurts look like a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what the problem is?
He is
Atlanta's hoarding all the good QBs. I mean, they got Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix.
Yeah, pencil them into the playoffs. That's for sure. Oh man.
You think that was the worst pick in the first round, Penix?
I mean, I don't think that Penix is a bad pick for the Falcons necessarily, but with the, what was it, the 8th overall pick or 7th? 8th, whatever, either one. He's not a top 10 pick. So, I mean, that in itself. Now, the next pick, they took a Taterman, a Rook Arroyo, who was like 30 years old. He's been playing for Clemson for 18 years, defensive tackle. He'll be good. But I think they could have done better with their first pick.
What I don't understand is if you think one of those quarterbacks in the top 10 is like generational and you just can't pass up on him, then why did you just give Kirk Cousins $200 million, $100 million guaranteed? I could be talked into being convinced that Michael Penix deserves to be drafted 8th. Like, you could probably talk me into that. But not if you just signed a quarterback for $200 million. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand why it seems like they would have done one or the other. If they knew they were going to get a quarterback, they didn't need to go get Kirk Cousins. And if they did get Kirk Cousins, then they should have drafted something that would help Kirk Cousins now.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
And Penix is like 25. He's been in college a long time because of injuries and transfers and COVID. He's like 25. If he sits out for 2 years, he's Patrick Mahomes' age.
Yeah.
So, I mean, by the time he gets his first start, Patrick Mahomes is going to have 4 Super Bowls. Like, 28 is old. I mean, I know Tom Brady played till he's 45, but that's the exception. Oh, speaking of Tom Brady, I don't know how I didn't know. Do you like watching the now the old ones are way better, but they do some new ones every once in a while, but like these celebrity roasts that they do?
Oh, yeah.
They're hilarious. Like, I don't know where these people came from, but like that Jeffrey Ross guy, I've never seen him on anything other than a celebrity roast, but he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I know who Jeffrey Ross is. Yeah, he is funny. Where is that on? Comedy Central or something?
It usually comes on Comedy Central, but Netflix is airing a live roast of Tom Brady on, I believe, May 5th. Yeah.
I'll tune in for that.
Kevin Hart is hosting. Jeffrey Ross is one of the roasters, will be there. It's supposed to be like a lot of his former teammates. I'm sure Gronk will be there anyway, but I love those celebrity roasts. So if I can remember to watch that, I probably will. And even if you don't watch it, I'm still not completely sure how these live events on Netflix work.
I'm not either.
I guess if I just turn on Netflix at 8:00, it'll be there and I can click on it and watch it. But I guess even if I don't watch it live, I can watch it the next day on Netflix, I think.
I mean, I don't know either. As far as the only thing I know about live on Netflix is that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight, and I've never seen anything live on Netflix, so I don't know how that works either. Yeah. I'm assuming it works the same way as every other streaming service works, but.
Speaking of Mike Tyson, that fight has now been officially sanctioned by the state of Texas.
Yeah, thank God. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
I don't know exactly like what hoops you have to jump through to do that. Like, I'm assuming like physicals were involved, and then I don't know the rules of boxing in terms of like, I've heard you talk on, I think, the Midday Show about Mike Tyson smoking weed and all, and like, so I don't know.
He owns a weed farm.
Yeah, so I don't know how all that works with like getting the boxing commission to sanction this as an official fight, but like this is going to count on Mike Tyson's record. Like if he loses, it's another loss on his official record or whatever. No headgear. 8 2-minute rounds, and they're wearing 14-ounce gloves instead of the normal 10-ounce gloves that a heavyweight would wear. So, like pillows on their hands, basically.
So I've been saying for the past, well, ever since they announced the fight that I was betting on Tyson, but I'm betting on him to knock Paul out. But with 14-ounce gloves, that definitely favors Paul.
Yeah.
And as far as the sanctioning the fight with the weed and that, I don't really even know. Does somebody in the chat know, has boxing allowed? I don't think they've allowed weed. So he probably had to like agree that he would quit smoking weed for the next 30 days or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
how that all works.
I don't either.
But I mean, the guy does a podcast once a week and he smokes weed the entire time on every show. So I don't know.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm going to watch it either way. Now it is better than I originally thought it would be. I thought it would be headgear and an exhibition and maybe just 3 rounds. No headgear, 8 rounds, 2-minute rounds, but they are wearing inflatable gloves, basically, the 14-ounce gloves instead of the 10-ounce.
I think you were right. Yeah, we're in a group chat, and Uncle Lou said he thinks it's going to be dancing around for, would you say, was 8 rounds?
Yeah.
8 rounds, and Paul will win in decision. And I'm starting to lean that way. With the 14-ounce gloves, it's going to be hard for Tyson to pull a knockout. He's not winning by decision. He's just too old.
Yeah.
So I hope he does, though.
Yeah. But like everybody else, I'll be watching it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I can talk all the shit I want about how I'm disappointed in the gloves or this or that. But, I mean, will I be watching it? Yes, 100%. I'll be watching it. I mean.
Yeah. How many of these, like, these ridiculous fights like this are we going to continue to watch? Because after the last one, who was that? I can't remember who it was now. I swore off those kind of fights.
Yeah.
I think it was McGregor and McGregor and what's his face?
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, Mayweather. I said I'm not watching another one of these gimmick fights, but here we are, and I'll be watching. So
the UFC is way more popular than boxing overall right now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think the rise of the UFC and the decline of boxing kind of mirror each other. Like I think a lot of people have I was never really like into either one. I did watch quite a bit of boxing like back during the Mike Tyson heyday into like his Evander Holyfield fights. I would get some of the pay-per-views back then, but I've never really been into either boxing or UFC. But it does seem like UFC would attract like a similar type of sports fan. Like if you were into one, maybe you'd consider getting into the other. And it seems like people are just leaving boxing and going to UFC as far as like what they're watching. That's what it seems like. Again, I'm not an expert on either one, but like just what I see on social media and like the people that I talk to, they seem to be more into UFC nowadays than boxing.
Well, UFC is a better product than boxing is right now, unless you're just a hardcore boxing fan. From the casual fan perspective, like I would put myself in that category and you in that category. UFC is just more exciting.
Yeah,
and they have more bigger matchups on a weekly basis than boxing does. I mean, the big boxing matchup comes around like once every 4 or 5 months, like twice a year.
Yeah,
the big UFC matchup happens like once a month. It seems like.
And the other thing is, where are all the bigger than life personalities in boxing? Like where's today's Don King? Well, like Mike Tyson, even going way back to Muhammad Ali. They're all in the UFC. Conor McGregor. The women even in UFC got really popular at one point with Holly Holm, and then what was the other girl's name that ended up becoming a wrestler? Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, yeah.
All of that has become like those personalities now have become more famous or as famous as like the boxing personalities were like in the 80s and 90s. There's just no big draw in boxing. Like I can't even tell you who any of the champions are or anything. I don't know. I think UFC has kind of overtaken boxing.
Yeah, boxing is they need to figure something out as far as marketing and trying to target a younger audience. I think most of the boxing fans of today, like the hardcore ones, are older than us.
Yeah, and the other thing is, and like I know UFC is dangerous and you can get knocked out, but I don't know. It seems like boxing is like has a negative like connotation to it now, because you just got all these 60-year-old boxers that can't speak anymore and stuff. And who knows, maybe you'll see UFC people that are like that eventually. But
Well, and you see a lot of these boxers, trying to go into the UFC, take a UFC fight, or vice versa, just to make money, and that's not really what people are like watching boxing for. I mean, we'll watch Mike Tyson and Jake Paul because it's Mike Tyson, but a lot of those other ones just aren't bad. They just aren't good.
right.
But we're old school. Like, I mean, the NBA in the 80s and 90s was goated. Boxing in the 80s and 90s goated. They've both fallen off. UFC's taken over.
Yeah.
The fighting game. It's not. I mean, they're running away with it too.
And the other thing about UFC, like, okay, I know they have different divisions within UFC, like the weight divisions, but like there's one UFC. I know they have other fighting leagues, but like in boxing, it's like they would announce a champion and he was like, he's the WBC, the W champion, he's the WBA champ. Like there was too many cooks in the kitchen. Like there was no one in charge. Like boxing has the same problem college football has. Nobody in charge. Dana White runs UFC. Like and everyone knows who he is.
Dictator. Yeah.
He's out front. He's press conferences all the time. Like, you know what's going on. You know who's in charge, and like it runs like a well-oiled machine. Like with boxing, it's just like a free-for-all. I don't know. I don't think probably nobody even cares about either one in the chat. I don't know, but we're basically just wasting time until Traveling Fools comes on and gives us the important information we all need to know, which is the code for the Slob Olympics cruise. I did my top 25 post-spring practice today. Let's see. I got
where was Clemson in your top 20? Was he even in the top 25?
Yeah, 17.
Oh, okay.
Down at 17.
I'm surprised. I thought you were going to put him outside the top 25.
No, I got him in between Penn State and Tennessee.
Okay, I hope you got Tennessee lower.
Yeah, Tennessee 18, Clemson 17,
right,
Penn
good.
State 16.
I can deal with that.
Of course, I got Miami at 14. So,
Jesus Christ. Now, I can deal with Tennessee being one outside of Clemson, but not Miami ahead of Clemson.
well, I've got NC State. I've got you ahead of NC State at least.
All right, well, that's good.
Okay.
What are they, 22?
NC State 19, Louisville 22.
Oh, a couple of ACC teams there.
Yeah, Virginia Tech 25. I think I got 5 ACC teams in there.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. Trying to give credit where credit is due. How about I've got 2 Big 12 teams in the top 10? How about that?
Let me guess who they are, because I don't know. I'm just going to take a guess. All right, so Big 12 teams. Well, Texas and Oklahoma are gone, so you can go ahead and eliminate them. Texas Tech?
Nope.
Kansas State?
Nope.
God damn. I know you don't have West Virginia in there.
No. Oak State and Utah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. I probably should have started with those two.
Now, you mentioned Kansas State. I've got them at 12. I like Kansas State. I think they could be good. West Virginia, I don't even have ranked, though. I caught a lot of flack for having Notre Dame. Yeah, I really like K-State's chances this year. I caught a lot of flack for having Notre Dame at 5.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give them more credit than most people will. I'd say maybe at 10, but 5 is a little bit of a stretch, I think. What was your reasoning behind that?
Well, they got a lot coming back. They're in the transfer portal again with the quarterback. They got Riley Leonard. Now, I like Riley Leonard, but the guy, he's still not playing.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even do nothing in spring there. And, like, on one hand, he's a veteran quarterback, so you go, well, does he really need spring practice? But he's on a new team, so, like, that does concern me. But I don't know. I do think they're better at other positions than they have been under Brian Kelly, like wide receiver. I like the running back. They always have good offensive line. They'll have good defense. Southern Cal, I think, is not going to be any good again, so, like, that's not a hard game for them.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know that they'll finish in the top 5. I think they're a borderline playoff team. I mean, I think it's going to come down to, well, let me ask you this, because I asked this in the video, and I'll ask the people in the chat too. It's, if you're trying to pick the 12th team, and it comes, let's assume you've got a team from any Power 4 conference that goes 10-2. gets into their conference championship game and loses. So they're 10-3. And then Notre Dame is 10-2. But Notre Dame didn't have an opportunity to lose on conference champion. Would you put, I guess it would depend on the team and the conference and a lot of other different things, but just in general, what do you think about that scenario, having to choose between a 10-2 Notre Dame and a 10-2 power team who loses their conference championship game and ends at 10-3?
Well, this is where I think that Notre Dame actually has a real reason for being independent, is because in that situation, you just saw a team lose in front of you. That's the most recent thing on your mind if you're the committee. So you're more likely to put Notre Dame in ahead of them in that situation, I think, most of the time.
Yeah.
Depends on how they lose. And it also really depends on, does Notre Dame have any top 10 wins during the season and all that too?
Right.
But,
yeah, there's a lot of other things to consider,
Yeah.
but it's going to be
I would say
interesting.
Notre Dame would get the nod most of the time in that situation.
Yeah. Be curious to see. I don't know, but I think they'll be. I mean, they were pretty bad that first year under Marcus Freeman. I mean, they lost to the worst Stanford team of my lifetime. They lost at home to Marshall, but they were better than that last year. I mean, they still lost to Ohio State, but it was a great game. They lost to y'all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, lost to y'all, and I think they lost one other game.
They got destroyed by Clemson. I was there, the game.
Yeah. Did they lose? So do they have, anyway, so they had 3 or 4 losses. Anyway, a little bit better than, so I could be wrong about that. But you know how it is. When you do these top 25s, you got to have a few things. Like I've got Virginia Tech at 25. They're not ranked in a lot of polls. I've got, I don't switch things up like just to switch things up. I try to at least have some kind of a reason, but you can't just mimic like every other single ranking that's,
No, you can't. And sitting down, honestly, in April or May or whatever, and putting together a top 25 in May or April is virtually impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet you sat there and looked at like 5 or 6 teams and could put them anywhere you wanted to.
Well, yeah, and then the portal is still open for 2 more days. So I'm thinking, well, pretty much everybody that's got out's got out. And then tonight I see a 5-star from Alabama's done entered the portal, a safety. Now, would that affect Alabama's ranking? Not necessarily, but the point is you're still going to have players moving around a little bit. And here's the thing. You got to enter the portal within the next couple of days.
Yeah.
But you don't have to pick your team within the next 2 days. You could be in the portal through the middle of June and then decide on a team. I mean, so things will change, and then, like, we never want to see it, but somebody's going to lose a key starter to an injury and fall. Like, that always happens. It's happened to Georgia. I'm sure it's happened to Clemson before, where you find out some left guard blew his knee out in practice or something. So much changes. But now I'm not one of these people that puts these top 25s out every week either, because I do think it's kind of pointless, but people just love it. So, like, I get hounded about it. So I do one in February after signing day. I do one now after the spring games, and I do a third one like the first week of August, and that's it. That's all I do. I don't update these things or put a new one out every week.
I mean, it does create conversation.
Yeah. It's hard to come up with. I mean, I think that's why people started putting out rankings this early, however many years ago, is because there's just nothing. You get to the point where there's nothing else to talk about sometimes. So you have to try to create something to talk about. Ooh, let me make a top 25, and people can complain
I do think it's interesting though, because you said you put Virginia Tech at what, 25?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that seem to think they're going to win the ACC. I'm not one of them, but there's a lot of talk, and we saw a lot of that last year with Louisville too. And I'll admit I was totally wrong on that. I thought they were going to be like a 6-win team. They won like 9 games, I think. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what Virginia Tech's going to do this year. The ACC is wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like 4 or 5 teams that can win that.
Yeah.
So, it might not be the best. Well, we know it's not the best conference in football, but it's going to be one of the more interesting ones, I believe, come down to the end of the season this year.
Yeah.
There could be several teams still in the hunt, late in November. So I just hope Clemson's one of them. But I'm not holding my breath, if you know what I mean.
Hoghead, thank you for hitting the super chat at the start of the show tonight. He says, I know it's Slob Olympics cruise talk tonight, but I currently have 16 people attending the Hog Fest. This includes kids of people coming. That's amazing.
That is amazing, but that also sounds like if I do find a way to come, I have to sleep on a sleeping bag on the porch with Jay Shipes. I don't know like what that means because you only got so many rooms.
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping on the porch in a sleeping bag. I'm not 12.
Now, luckily, I sent my confirmation in to Hogman already that I would go ahead and be
You already get a
attending.
bad reserve then.
Yes, I do. I certainly do. End of the third quarter, New Orleans 71, OKC 70. So it looks like we're going to have a game come down to the wire here on that one.
I've got so many bets out right now. I can't even keep track of what's going on.
Yeah,
It's it's getting out of hand.
I know the feeling. I've even got some baseball. I got right when the show was starting. I had the Twins to win, and it was 2-2 in the ninth inning. Right when the show was starting, and I just refreshed it. It went to. It looks like it went to extra innings, but they won 3-2. So I hit on the Twins. I've also got the Phillies to win, and they're up 3-2 in the third. And I've got the Braves to win, no score in the fourth. And then I've got OKC.
I can't even read to you the bets I have.
4.5.
It's too embarrassing.
I've got the Thunder -4.5 and the Lakers like +7.5. I don't even know what that's. I think that game's on too, actually. The Lakers game I think came on at 10, right? Yeah, the Lakers are up. The Lakers are actually winning on the road.
16-16. Well, on my TV. I went on such a betting tear this week, dude. I told you, I bet over. I didn't count them. I stopped counting at 60. So I might have made 70 bets in the past 7 days.
Yeah,
70.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Might need to take my phone away from me and lock it up in a safe or something.
Yeah. Have you watched more NBA in the last 2 weeks than you've watched in the last 10 years?
Yes.
Me too.
It's not even close. I mean, I watched every single game that happened since last Monday.
Yeah.
And every game today too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And you know what? I don't feel bad about it. It's giving me something. It's been years since I've watched anything other than college football, really. Now I've tuned into the March Madness in and out for a lot because I really like it, but I haven't watched anything like what I've watched college basketball and NBA these last couple of months. So it's helping pass the time. It gives me something to watch until football season comes around. I think the NBA playoffs go till June, Pete.
Yeah, the finals are in June. That's right. Yeah, we still got 2 more rounds.
Yeah, so we got 2 more months.
Yeah, 2 more months. I got to admit, though, I mean, I'll admit, the only reason I'm even watching them is because I have money on them, so it makes it more interesting. But I've been thoroughly entertained. There have been some great games.
Me too. Yeah, me too. I don't regret it at all. There've been some great games. It reminds me of basketball from back in the 90s. I mean, they actually play defense. Like, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. Any of y'all watching the NBA playoffs in the chat? I can't see Lou or Pete. Anyone else? No, it's just you. Everyone else can see us just fine.
Yeah. I'm waving at you right now. See me?
Does Pete need the gambling addiction hotline number? Says Oregon man. No, we already have that number on speed dial.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is a beast. Yeah, Anthony Edwards is no joke. Everybody knows Georgia's got a terrible basketball program, but my God, how did they have Anthony Edwards in a losing record? That guy is unbelievable.
I didn't even know who he was until 7 days ago. I didn't.
Well, I've known who he is only because
I don't know what anybody not named LeBron James or Anthony Davis or it's like Kevin Durant. I just don't know, but I know who he is now.
Yeah,
that guy's something serious.
Another thing, and we talked about this in the group chat a little bit earlier too, that has I don't know if surprised me is the right word, but I didn't realize. There's a lot of good white people in the NBA. Now they're European.
Yeah.
But it's surprising. Like, I looked up a lot of lists because I was just curious, like who people think the best NBA players are currently. And on almost every list you look at, 2 of the top 4 players are white. And the best player is white. That Jokic or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And then there's Jokic, and then there's Doncic. And they play for 2 different teams, but they're like in the top 5 of every list you look up. But they're all European. Like there's no good American white people in the NBA that I've found yet.
I mean, Colby he looks at the roster and whoever has the most American whites, he bets on them. I mean, he was mad because Miami had 3 whites. I think you lost that bet, didn't you, Colby?
Well, didn't you bet on a white guy to score a bunch of points in a Heat game?
Yeah, I did.
Wow. Did it hit?
No, I lost by a half a fucking point. A half a point.
Well,
and he missed 2 free throws late in the fourth quarter for me to lose that bet too. So yeah, fuck the whites.
And the guy's name is literally Hero.
Yeah, his name is Hero.
And the Hero let you down though. Didn't score enough
He
points.
wasn't my hero. Not tonight.
Yeah, the Heat got worked. In that one.
Miami needs to sell their university, their professional basketball team, and probably the professional football team too.
Yeah.
They just everything needs to move out of. You know what? There's too much to do there. That they just can't be good at sports.
Yeah.
Too much going on other than sports.
Who's the best Asian in the NBA now? I don't know that there are any right now. I mean, Yao Ming was a long time ago, and then the Knicks had that Asian kid for a while that was good, but I think he's out of the league now. I don't recall seeing any. Now, I haven't watched regular season. I've only watched playoffs, so maybe there's somebody from a bad team. But
what happened to that 7'5" Chinese guy? What was his name?
Yao Ming.
Yao Ming, yeah.
Yeah, he's long gone.
He's like 50 now. Shows you how old we are. I don't even know how Miami made the playoffs. They might be the worst basketball team I've ever seen in my life.
Well, they were one of the teams that had to win a play-in game just to get into the playoffs. Yeah. Yeah, they weren't very good. Jeremy Lin, yeah, that's who I'm thinking of, Colby. I don't even know. I know he was with the Knicks for a while, but I don't even know if he plays.
He played for the Lakers, too, for a little while, I think.
Somebody says, is he Asian? His last name is Lin, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. He is. Yeah. But you know what? The same thing is happening in the NBA, sort of, that happens to me with college football. Like, there are certain players that I get drawn to, and it's not necessarily because they're really good or the best players in the league. Like, the Knicks have this guy, I don't know his first name, but his last name is DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
And, like, he can hit threes. And when he gets going, he's fun to watch. Like, I like him. Joel Embiid for the Sixers. Now, I think he is considered one of the best players in the league.
Yeah,
but
I think
this
he's
guy,
a top 15 player.
Now, I know he's coming back from some sort of an injury or something. This guy can't move and makes no effort to move. It's the weirdest thing to watch him play because it looks like he's not doing anything. And then at the end of the game, he's got 40 points every single time. But this guy, I mean, half the time he doesn't even run down to the other side of the court. He just like waits on the end that he's on. And like when he walks, he looks like it looks like his knees don't bend when it's just like he's really weird. But he's really good. And I know he's coming back from injury, but it's fun to watch him. Anthony Edwards, of course, is fun to watch.
Yeah. Do you know who my favorite player has been the past week? And only because he's won me a lot of money.
Who's that?
Kyrie Irving. I know he thinks the earth is flat and he's half retarded, but the guy can score. And I mean, he puts together a double-double or a triple-double almost every single game in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's been around
a while. I've done a bunch of prop bets on him, and he's paid me, I think, every time so far.
Ricky Bobby says Jalen Brunson. Yeah, Jalen Brunson's, I like watching him, too. He plays for the Knicks, too. Jalen Brunson. You know who Jalen Brunson reminds me of? Are there any Alabama fans in the chat? What's that guard for Alabama that I didn't like him because he looked like he was just out of control, but he ended up scoring a lot of points. But he was like their best player, I think. Sears, was that his name? Jalen Brunson reminds me of that. Like Jalen Brunson will have the ball. He seems like the littlest guy on the court. He'll drive into the lane. There's a bunch of 7-footers around. He twists and spins and turns and puts up like the most awkward looking shot you've ever seen, but it just goes in every time. Sears is like that for Bama. All tied up at 80 now. OKC in New Orleans, 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. I've got Oklahoma City minus 4.5, so I need them to get on the good foot. It doesn't look like it, though. It looks like
I need them to
be
win.
a close game.
I need them to win. I need the game to go over 189. And what else do I got on here? That's it for that game, I guess.
Anthony Edwards has the Mamba mentality. Yeah, I saw an interview with Anthony Edwards from the post game from a couple of games ago, and I don't even know what the reporter asked him, but he goes, his answer was, "Well, I just want to kill everything in front of me." I was like, God damn.
Yeah, I didn't know this about him. Somebody told me on the midday show today that he was in a movie with Adam Sandler. I don't know. I can't remember the name of the movie.
Oh, Adam Sandler did do a movie where he played a basketball agent, and I bet you that must have been what it was.
Anthony Edwards played an asshole basketball player, which is true to form because he is kind of an asshole, which is what makes him likable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know,
he posterized Durant yesterday and then stared his ass down. I was like, oh my God, look at this guy.
Yeah, he embarrassed Kevin Durant yesterday for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what
is
the
name of that
is.
damn movie. I know what you're talking about. Adam Sandler plays a basketball agent.
Hustle is the name of it. I guess that's what they're saying.
Hustle. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
I don't think I've seen it. I need to go watch it.
I haven't seen it either, and I didn't know Anthony Edwards was in it, but maybe I'll check it out now. We'll see. You know what I watched yesterday? Now, I hadn't seen this movie in 30 years. But people were talking about Guy Ritchie movies on the morning show last week, and there was a new one out. Not new, it's been out a couple of years, but it's called Wrath of Man, and they're like, you need to watch it. So I watched it, and it was good. But it reminded me of the old Guy Ritchie movies. So we went back and watched Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. You ever seen that?
Oh, yeah.
God, that's what a great movie. And we're going to watch Snatch, I think, either tonight or tomorrow.
That's another good one.
Yeah. And Snatch has some of the same characters in it from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, but and of course Brad Pitt was in. Snatch is really the movie I think to put Guy Ritchie. A lot of people saw Snatch first and then went back and watched Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels because it was like a low budget indie film. But then when Snatch came out, it had Brad Pitt in it, and so it was like a big theatrical release, and everybody went and saw it, and that sort of introduced people to Guy Ritchie, and they then went back and watched some of his previous movies like Lock, Stock. But man, it was a great movie. Well, first of all, it's British, and they have the British sense of humor is odd to start with, and I don't get a lot of British humor sometimes, but there's a lot of it in this movie. But you know the expression "Bob's your uncle"?
No,
you never heard that expression?
No,
I don't even really know what it means. It's like if you're explaining something to somebody, it's like, well, first you do this, and then you do that, and you put this piece there, and you do that, and then boom, Bob's your uncle. Basically, it means like you're done, or whatever.
Yeah. Stick a fork in them.
Yeah. Anyway, there's this scene where these two guys are talking, and one person's explaining something to the other, and at the end he goes, and then Robert's your brother's uncle. And it was like and I didn't understand it when he said it. And then, but like 5 minutes later, it dawned on me. Robert is your dad's brother.
Yeah.
That's Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
And like it was like 5 minutes later, and I was like, wait, rewind that. I want to watch that again. And he explains it, and then he goes and he's like, boom, Robert's your dad's brother. Like, what the fuck? Bob's your uncle. Robert's your dad's brother. Probably nobody else thinks that's funny. BA definitely didn't think it was funny, even though I made her watch it 3 times.
Snatch is an all-time classic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to watch that.
I haven't seen that movie in 20 years, probably.
It took us 2.5 days to watch Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels because we kept trying to watch it at night when we laid down, and either one or both of us kept falling asleep. And so today I said, well, instead of that, let's just watch it at like 5 in the afternoon. So we finished watching it today at like 5 or 6 or whatever. And we're gonna watch Snatch. I guess maybe over the next day or two. We'll see. But yeah, those are great movies. And if anybody wants to watch that Wrath of Man, it's a new Guy Ritchie movie. Well, I don't know how new it is. Maybe a couple of years, but I think it's on. I don't know if it's on one of the streaming services, Netflix or something, but it was pretty good too, Wrath of Man. Of course, it's got Jason Statham in it because every Guy Ritchie movie ever made, I think, has Jason Statham in it.
Yeah, I think so too.
He hasn't aged that much. He's gotten a little bit, he's bulked up a little, I think, but like when you watch him in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, which came out 25 years ago, he looks almost exactly the same as he looks today. Jason
Well, you know
Statham.
what it is. It must be that adrenochrome he's drinking.
Oh yeah, gotta be. They do that in Britain too. I knew that was a Hollywood thing, but I didn't know that was a. I guess that's a British Hollywood thing too. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, all over the world.
Yeah,
Yeah, they import that stuff.
makes sense to me.
Yeah, I need to get hold of some of that.
By the way, what is Magic Mike? It's a movie, Nate.
It's a movie you probably have downloaded and watched 500 times, Nate. Don't stop asking stupid questions.
Yeah, like no one in the chat has said anything about Magic Mike, and Nate's just like, by the way, what is Magic Mike? That tells us that you know what it is, Nate.
It's his favorite movie, is what it is.
Yeah, you know exactly what it is. You know exactly what it is.
Hammer the over on the Pelicans game right now for all you degenerate gamblers out there. It's at 189.5. It's a good game too. 3-point game, 85-82.
It is. This is a good one. I need OKC to win by more than 4.5. That's what I need.
I just need him to win. But I also need to over the 188.
85-82.
I took all three. There's 3 NBA games. I took all 3 favorites on the money line and parlayed that. So what do I got? It
looks
here?
like the Lakers and Nuggets is going to be a good one too. That one's tied at 34 in the second quarter, which is good for me because I've got the Lakers plus 7.5. So
yeah, I took the Celtics, the Thunder, and the Nuggets all on the money line. Parlayed that.
Getting greedy. I tried that yesterday with all 4 NBA games and I missed.
Yeah, 4 is hard to. I hit like three leg parlays last week, but I don't think I ever. I don't know if I've ever hit a 4-leg parlay before.
I like the 2-bet baseball parlays. That's what I've hit. When it comes to parlays, that's what I've had the most luck on. Is picking 2 baseball games a day that I really like and just betting them both on the money line, not the run line where they have to win by 1.5, but just betting them on the money line. I've got one today with the Braves and Twins. And the Twins already won. We'll see what the Braves can do. No
I've
score.
just been hammering the live bets.
Yeah.
I do more live bets than I do previous bets.
That's sick.
It is sick, but I don't know. It's worked out for the most part. I've had a couple games that weren't, and didn't work out, but for the most part, they work out.
Colby says the Braves are throwing a no-hitter. No-hitters. First of all, pitchers don't do that anymore because they take pitchers out in the 5th. You can be on a no-hitter, they'll still take you out in the 5th inning these days. You got pitch counts, and what about your Tommy John? It's not like it used to be. Nolan Ryan was throwing no-hitters when he was fucking 45 years old. He started throwing 200 pitches a game. Now these guys can't throw 70 pitches without their arm hurting.
Well, it's the same thing with when we talk about Michael Jordan and LeBron James. I mean, Michael Jordan would have to have a literal broken leg to sit out a game. LeBron James sits to rest.
Yeah. Load management.
That's the difference. I mean, I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing, whatever. LeBron James is great, but it's just a difference. It just is.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell Michael Jordan not to play.
No, he'd fight you. Yeah,
he'd fight you.
He'd fight you to play.
They could have a lock, home court advantage throughout the playoffs. He's still playing in that last regular season game and playing all, as much as time as he can. Yeah. Period. It's just different.
LeBron sucks. Yeah, that's not true.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
It's not true at all.
LeBron sucks.
Yeah, he's not any good at all. Yeah, he figured it out.
Yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer sucks dick. I mean, he's terrible.
Anybody, and I mean anybody, that even types that out, it's only for one reason. And if you've allowed your mind to get fucked that hard politically, then you got issues. And you really shouldn't be making any sports comments at all. You should be on a political YouTube channel where everyone hates
you. He says his attitude sucks. Well, you didn't say that the first time. And second of all, what about his attitude don't you like? I mean, there's probably not enough room in the comment section for you to type out your answer. So I'll retract that question. But, I mean, I agree that he's not the greatest player of all time because that's the conversation. But there's nothing about LeBron that sucks. None, literally nothing.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I would take Jordan. But there's a difference between saying I think Jordan's better than LeBron, and then just saying LeBron's not any good. Like that's the.
Oh, it's just it's the whole thing where either you're great or you suck. Like there's no in between.
Yeah. He's top 5 probably. Michael Jordan.
Is Travis Fultz here yet? Is he late?
He's late. He's late, and he's got 13 minutes to get here. Well, actually, he's got 13 minutes until the show ends. Because show ends at 11.
Yeah, show ends at 11, so he's got 12 minutes and counting to explain what's going on with the Slob Olympics.
Right. If not, I guess we'll have to do it next week. Well,
I mean, he should be able to explain what's going on with the Slob Olympics in less than 5 minutes, so that shouldn't be a problem as long as it comes on.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I guess now is as good a time as any to mention it, but it's possible that if we do a Lunch Money show next week, I don't think I've told you this yet either, Pete, but it's possible that it'll be on your channel.
Well, yeah, I know. Well,
okay.
You haven't told me, but I inferred that.
Okay.
Based on our previous conversation. So
I might know something for sure tomorrow morning. I'm going down there, so we'll see.
Oh, you're going down there. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, you have to.
Well, I have to go Thursday morning. I'm going down there to meet with the guy tomorrow, though.
Oh, okay.
Ahead of Thursday, yeah. So, I talked to him today, and going down there to see him tomorrow. So maybe we'll find.
Do you think that him telling you to come down there and meet him is good or bad?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either.
He said fill out some paperwork, so I don't really know what that means.
All right.
I don't really know what that means.
I am a believer in positive thinking, though.
I've been trying to do a lot of that. Yeah. The amount of anxiety and stress that is hanging over me right now is impossible to describe. And here's the thing. It's not because of anything that might happen. It's because I don't know how long
you don't know.
Right. Or at least tell me an amount of time.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. I just got no idea. Anyway, we'll move on.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh, here he is. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Doing good. We're excited for this news.
Yeah, I've got some good. I heard y'all talking about boxing earlier, though. So I don't know if you know that, like Saudi Arabia's jumped into the boxing scene now. Did you know about that?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. See, what happened was, I follow boxing a lot. So, what's gone on in the past is you've got all these prima donnas basically, out there, and everybody ducks this person ducks this person, and they won't fight. And you know how Saudi Arabia has kind of bought up the golf industry as well?
Yeah, Live Golf Tour and that.
Yeah. So they have more money than anything, and they're huge sports fans. So they basically just put the ambassador of entertainment, they gave him an open checkbook. So now they're into boxing, and they're basically saying, they're like, hey, we don't want this. We're going to pay you ungodly amounts of money, but you're fighting this guy. This guy's fighting you. None of this ducking, none of this, any of that. So it's probably about to get a lot more interesting again.
Oh, that is interesting.
That would be good, because one of the things we were talking about, the problem with boxing is that no one's in charge, like a Dana White type like the UFC has Dana White, and he says, look, you're fighting this guy. That's it. Then you're right. You need that in a box, because even going back to the 80s and 90s, that was a problem, was trying to get people matched up, because you had different promoters, like Don King was representing this group and all that. So yeah, that would be good. That would be amazing. But speaking of Saudi Arabia, did you find out anything about the Slob Olympics?
I did. So I got it. I got it set up. We're good to go. It's, as far as them giving like good deals, there's not really a difference in the price.
Okay.
We get bonuses basically for how many people, and it's kind of cheesy. I'm looking at it right now, and we'll get together and decide what we want to do. But you get like per amount of rooms, they give you these points for groups. So they'll give us like some kind of like cocktail party with,
cocktail party. I like that.
Right. And with like free drinks and stuff, or they'll do like you could do like a cocktail party and have a bottle of wine in everybody's room as well. And there's like points in a little chart that you have to choose from, blah, blah, blah. So none of that really matters. The beauty of it is we've got rooms reserved. Okay. So that gives us that. What do you want to know first?
Well, so if I go to Carnival right now to book this cruise, is there anything I need to do so they know I'm booking it for this?
Yeah. So the first thing you have to do, and everybody has to do, is just to keep it simple, so you're not doing it on the phone with them, make a Carnival Cruise account. Okay. So like go to Carnival Cruise and create your account. Right. On Carnival Cruise. That's step one. Right. Step two, you have to call to make the reservation. So because it's a group and the PIN, they don't have that option. You literally have to call Carnival Cruise, and I've got the number and the extension and all that.
All right, what is it?
Okay, the number is 1-800-764-7419.
Okay.
Extension 70229.
Okay.
Okay, are you writing this down?
Yeah, I'm writing it all down.
Yeah, I'm writing it down too.
All right. So, and we can make like, I wanted to get with y'all before I did. I didn't want to make like a whole thing and, yeah, if one of you wanted to do it or something, the group name is obviously Slobs, SLOBS.
Okay.
And you have to give them booking number L1BL72.
L1BL72.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. Okay, so that's how you book right there.
Okay.
So you do that, and it is one of the other beauties of doing a group thing like this is it does put into the price or whatever that everything is fully refundable up until December 17th, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So,
all right.
And there's 3, you can pay as you want, as you go, but there are 3 definite payment dates that have to be met.
Okay.
So the first one we have until June 17th for people to sign up. After June 17th, these rooms go right back out and they're not reserved anymore.
All right.
That's 6 weeks from now.
Yeah, June 17th sign up deadline.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's $25 a person to commit, fully refundable.
Oh, wow. Okay, good.
That's pretty good. $25.
Yeah. So even if you're only 10% sure you want to go, you should sign up by the 17th and pay your $25 because if you change your mind, you can get it back.
Yeah. Plus, he said, get it back.
Right. And, I'd rather people didn't do that because it's going to kind of screw us up. I was able to reserve 25 rooms.
25 rooms. All right.
So, I mean, it'd kind of suck if a whole lot of people were, unless you're more than 10%,
right. I got you.
Yeah. So most people are going to have either 2 people in one room or room with somebody else. So that's 50 people.
Right. So that's where people need to get together now and start, if there's 2 single guys going, start pairing up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because this is all based, everything's double occupancy based.
Get a battle buddy.
So,
battle buddy. So the real question and the big question is, what is the cost total?
Okay. Well, let me finish with this first,
Okay,
just so we're on the same page. So June 17th, you have to be committed with $25. Okay. November 1st, if you haven't made, by November 1st, you have to pay another $100 per person.
Okay.
And then by December 17th, December 15th, by December 15th, you have to pay the balance. It has to be paid off by December 15th.
All right.
So that gives everybody 7 months?
Yeah.
Okay. So now here's the cost. And this is total cost, not a drink package, but just the total cost
The
with all
room,
your
the room and the food and all that. Yeah.
and taxes, the port fee, because you sit there and they show you the one price.
You get to park there too, or most people do. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, this doesn't necessarily include that, but this is the cruise, so all your taxes, your port fees, all the bells and whistles that they put on there. It's basically the same as what we said. And this is based on double occupancy, so split it in half, per person. So the interior rooms, the basic room with no windows, the cheapest ones, it's $856 to $860. The reason it's $856 to $860 is the location on the ship.
Now that's per couple. That's not per person.
That's double occupancy.
Okay,
that's based on two people.
All right.
Yeah. So you would divide that by 2, and that would be the per person cost for people that were sharing a room.
That's the 400 and change.
Yeah. But it was the same as we saw it the other day. Like the cheapest one, it was like 400. And so it's based on, I forget exactly how many, but we have 11 of those rooms reserved. I think 4 or 5 of them are the 856, and the other 7 are the 860. I think, but like the girl on the phone told me, I would go for the 860 because they're more in the center of the ship. I think she said it's more stability or something, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They're better location. Same goes. Now, the next level up is the ocean views, which I got 11 of those reserved as well. And they start at $935 to $945. Same story,
All right. So you're looking at basically, depending on which room you pick, between $400 and $500 per person, and that includes taxes and port fees and everything else.
Exactly. That's
coming in under 500 for no matter what you get.
Right.
And and then I did reserve 3 balconies just in case somebody wanted to splurge. I know a couple people said that they would rather have that with the balcony rooms. I'm personally going to get the ocean view.
Yeah.
I'm not going for the balcony, but there is 3 balconies reserved at $1,176.
All right.
So that's, if somebody wants to splurge and be the balcony, I just got 3 of those just in case. So there's 25 total. I think that was a good number. Pete and I talked about it.
Yeah.
I like that.
But after June, what did I say? June
17.
Yeah. After June 17, these rooms go off the market. They go right back to them, and people are on their own, whether or not the place is booked up or not, and the prices can change. Now, what we also can do is we need to watch these prices, because with this group thing, if the prices drop, they're not going to tell us, of course, but if we see that the prices drop, all we have to do is call them up and say it's cheaper now.
Okay.
And they'll lower our price.
So it could be cheaper, but it's not going to get more expensive.
Exactly. As long as you book this, right now, our rates are set at this. So if the rates go up, it doesn't matter. If they go down, we can get them to lower the price to what it is.
Yeah. Sounds good.
At that moment. So we just need to, we all need to kind of check in every now and then and monitor it a little bit.
And has is this the exact cruise that we were looking at last week?
Yes.
So it's the March 7th through 10th leaving from Port Canaveral.
Yep, March 7th to 10th, leaving from Port Canaveral. And I think you can look at it, but it said it leaves at 7 or 3 o'clock or something, whatever. You got to be on the boat by. I've never been on a cruise, so I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
No, I like this. And I just tell you right now, like take Panama City, for example. All right. It cost me $150 to drive there and back. That's gas and whatever else, probably. Yeah. The room was whatever it was, $150 a night. I stayed 5 nights, but let's just say you only stayed. Let's say you got the room for 3 nights. That's $153, $450, $150 to drive down there is $500, whatever. You eat, you do all that. It probably costs. Well, I'd be curious to know somebody who went to the Slob Olympics by themselves. What'd you spend at the Slob Olympics? $400 or $500 probably. That's what you'll spend for the cruise.
At minimum. Yeah. Minimum.
Right. I mean,
we
there was people
over $2,000 for me and Mrs. B, and we didn't even bring our kids.
Right. Yeah. So the price, it might sound high to somebody listening. They might say, "Holy shit, $935." First of all, it's divided by 2. Okay. The way cruise ships work is they sell you basically the room, right? So whether you're 1 or 2 people, so it's 2 people got to be in the room is the way it works. And so you're going to pay half of that though. you spend more than that at the Slob Olympics. If you've never been on a cruise before, everything you eat is free. All the entertainment is free. It's really it's not a bad deal. It's really not.
No,
it's really not a bad deal. And the fact that all you have to do is come up with $25 by June 17th, $100 by November 1st. I think anybody watching has the ability to save $25 between now and June 17th, and then save an additional $100 between now and November 1st. And then you'd have another $200 or $300 you would owe on December 16th, 15th. And your Slob Olympics trip is paid for. Then all you got to do is get yourself to Port Canaveral on March 7th and get on the boat. That's literally all you'd have to do.
Right. And you get to go to the Bahamas, and you get to be on a, I mean, the experience itself is going to be, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah,
right. And great. I think, you can also, like, you can make, like for people who may not be able to budget well or anything like that. I mean, if you pay on, before June 25th, and if you want to pay another $50 in July, if you want, and then August rolls around, June.
Yeah, you don't have to wait till these dates to make a payment. You can pay whatever you want along the way. These are the minimums.
If you want.
Yeah, these are minimums that are due at certain dates. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, this is great. Exactly. I like this.
But the imbalance is due, whatever date I told you. What was it? December 15th. I think I said. So that's when the imbalance is due. So everybody has to make sure by then. And after that, it is not refundable. I mean, you're in at that point, but it's,
Oklahoma, the Thunder won by 8. Pay Lou.
Oh, there in my parlay. What was the total score?
97 plus 89. So whatever that is.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
180. Is that 195?
Oh, I won then. Pay Pete.
No, wait. 90 plus 90 would be 180. Yeah, it's 180, 186.
What did I have, Matt?
It's 186.
Fuck, I lost that. Ah, damn, by a point.
Fuck the gypsy.
Yeah. But hey, thank you for doing that, Traveling Fool. I mean,
thank you.
For real.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was quite the pain in the ass. I'll be honest. The first two people I called one time and spent an hour on the phone with this lady, and they're obviously some of these people work from home, and I had it all set up. Then all of a sudden, she's like, "All right, hold on a second," and puts me on hold, and then somebody else answers, and I'm like, so I had to start the process over. And this other lady had like a crying kid in the background and all this. So the same thing ended up happening with her. And then I ended up talking to I couldn't even understand the lady. And I just hung up at that point. And then I called back that night and talked to a girl that actually knew what she was doing. And the process was easy, but yeah, it was fun.
All right. Well,
so good. When, I mean, people need it, I guess, if that's, I mean, I can cancel this. I can call them up tomorrow and cancel this, no money out.
I'd say no. I'd say, I mean, Pete, unless you got some kind of issue, I'm happy with what we're seeing here.
No, I think that sounds right. About, I mean, under $500 a person for lodging and food and entertainment is sounds good to me. Yeah. And that's about what you could expect.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm all in.
Everybody's got 5 weeks to get in or whatever. Everybody's got 5 weeks to come up with $25. So.
Yeah, and I've got all the information written down to a T that you went over here today. So every live show I do, you know the deal. I'll be telling everybody this is what you need to do. This is the number. This is the booking number. Blah blah. I'll tell them the whole deal. I'll probably even make a video and upload it to the morning show channel so people can just click on it and watch it over and over again. Says
passport required. Yeah, Hoverbill. The best thing to do is probably call the Carnival whenever you call them to make your reservation, because he said you have to call them and ask him that.
Yeah, but no, you don't have to have a passport. You either need a passport or driver's license and a birth certificate.
Now, the difference, I was talking to some cruise people about this recently, and like they were saying, it's a good idea to have a passport because like they said, there's going to be this line and there's going to be this line.
Yeah.
If you have your passport, you're going right in and out and you're not waiting in line. If you're over here with your birth certificate and your dog, blah, 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 all this stuff, it takes twice as long. So when you're trying to board or do, it's, if you have a passport, bring it because it's going to make your life a lot easier.
Yeah.
So that's that. Well, just let me know if you need any other information. I can call them and change anything, alter anything. But, that it is what it is.
Yeah. All right, fools. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. This is great.
All right, guys. We'll
All
talk
right.
to you soon.
Sounds good.
All right,
buddy.
man. Thank you.
All right, there you go. So you'll be hearing all about this in more detail on, I'm sure, all of my shows, all of Pete's shows. Other people will pick up on it. Will pick up on it too. I'll probably make a video and upload it on my second channel, just called like Slob Olympics 2025 Cruise Info or something, so that people can click on it anytime they want, and I'll go over all this information. But I'm not going to go over it all again now. But you'll call a 1-800 number. You'll give them a booking number. That tells them what you're calling for, and then you have to make a down payment of $25, and you got to do that by June 17th. Once you pay that $25, your room is reserved on that boat. If you change your mind, you can cancel at any time before December 15th, and you'll get 100% of your money back. $25 is due on June 17th to reserve your room. Another payment of $100 is due by November 1st. And then the balance of whatever you owe is due on December 15th. But you don't have to wait till those dates to pay. You can make payments all along the way between now and December 15th, whatever's easier for you to do, as long as the balance is paid by December 15th. If you are single or only going by yourself, you need to find somebody else to go with, because rooms on cruise ships are double occupancy rooms. If you go by yourself, it's going to cost you twice as much as if you room with somebody. So you don't want to have to do that. So there you go. That's the basic information. I'll upload a video and mention it on all the shows.
Well, I'm excited that we finally got this nailed down, and we don't have to worry about planning it anymore. Now it's been planned. It's up to everybody else to do their part.
Yeah. Tomorrow on the morning show, I'll go to Carnival's site. I'm going to pull up the cruise that we're going on, to get the name of the ship, and we'll watch some video. I'm sure there's because they've got 25 or 30 different boats. I don't know which one we're going to be on, but it'll tell us. And I'll pull up some YouTube videos on the morning show, and we'll watch some videos about the boat that we'll be on.
Yeah, once we figure out what boat we're going on, we'll know what's on it, and we can start planning some of the events around what they've got on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is going to be great. I hope y'all are as excited as we are. I know there's been some doubts expressed about doing the cruise, and look, I get it. Not everybody wants to do it, and I hate that, but that's just kind of the way it is. The reality is, not everybody wanted to go to Panama City, so they didn't go. Not everybody wanted to go to Charleston, so they didn't go. Not everybody wanted to go to Pigeon Forge, so they didn't go. Not everybody wanted to go to Atlanta, so they didn't go. This is the 5-year anniversary of the Slob Olympics, so we're doing something a little bit bigger than normal. Next year, we'll get back to more of the traditional, the Carnival Glory Hole. Yeah, that sounds interesting, to say the least. I guess it's called
the Glory, which is actually fitting.
It's a pineapple
for
cruise.
The Slob Olympics.
If you're unable to go on the cruise, or you're scared of water, or whatever the case might be, like TK is, next year we'll get back to doing a more traditional location. It'll be on land somewhere, within, like we've been doing. But this is the 5-year anniversary. We're doing something a little bit bigger than normal. Hope everybody can go. But that's about it, unless you got something else, Pete. I'm going to watch the second half of this Lakers game, see if I can get paid again. They're winning.
Yeah, I'm going to try to see if I can lose some money here in the next hour or two.
Sounds good. What do you got going the rest of the week?
I got the ACC show tomorrow night at 7 p.m., midday show at 11 a.m. on Wednesday and Friday. And then, if I pop up and do a stream, I pop up and do a stream. Yeah. Other than that, that's it.
All right. Sounds good. And remember that keep an eye out on both mine and Pete's channel, but there's a possibility that this show will be on Pete's channel next week. We'll let you know for sure when it gets closer to the weekend. But we appreciate everybody tuning in. I'll be back on tomorrow morning for the morning show and tomorrow night for the call-in show, so I hope to see you all there. Hope everybody's week got off to a good start and you had a good Monday. Enjoy the rest of your week and have a good morning.